27 years after rapper Tupac Shakur was shot to death in a car in Las Vegas, a man who confessed to his involvement in the crime is behind bars.
And arresting the case. And police say this new search now, just the last 24 hours in Vegas, is part of an investigation even all these years later into his death.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
The Tupac Shakur murder case just got a whole lot more messy, as it appears the alleged man behind it, Keefe D, may be allowed to leave jail, and many think P. Diddy is going to be looped into the court case. After 25 years of investigation, the Tupac murder case has yielded nothing but surprises. The only thing that is certain about the case is that it just keeps getting worse. As the DA says, the Tupac murder suspect will have a source hearing to determine whether the bail money is legitimate. Keefe D's son appears to be elated. At a hearing in Las Vegas on Tuesday, Keefe D was released on a $750,000 bail with the additional condition of home monitoring. Robert Arroyo, his attorney, acknowledged that he was hopeful the former head of the Compton gang would be able to secure a bail bond company and raise the necessary funds to cover the cost. Additionally, a friend of drug dealer Keefe, who was found guilty, disclosed that his family will either sell their Vegas home or use the proceeds to offset the estimated $120,000 required for a bail bondsman. As when it was originally said, the bail would be $750,000, many fans were left furious with posts like, "Isn't it ridiculous that someone charged with Tupac's murder gets a $750,000 bail? Unbelievable decision." So just like that, bro is free after wanted for so many years? Shit is crazy. If released, he will be on house arrest with electronic monitoring while he waits for his trial. Keefe D is still in custody despite winning the bail bid, but lawyers are hopeful he can pay the $750K fee. And if he actually manages to pay the $750K fee, he would be on house arrest till June 3rd, which is when his trial is set for. So Tupac's alleged killer gets to be all cozy at home for 5 months. You can see why fans are infuriated by this. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell. This way you'll never miss out on any future celebrity videos similar to these. In our past videos on the Diddy, Keefe D, and Tupac situation, we looked into Greg Kading, who was the original LAPD officer who got the confession out of Keefe D, where he admitted he was paid over $1 million for the hit on Tupac. And the person being linked was of course allegedly Sean Diddy Combs.
He tells you, seriously, man, I need to get rid of these guys. I mean, he's looking at you in the eyes and he's like scared.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, the specific reason he asked you to come downstairs and talk to him was about that thing, not about liquor or anything. It was about that. Okay.
You tell him we'll do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million. He agrees. You shake on him or something like that.
Yeah.
What happened?
Gentleman, he like, man, we'll wipe the ass out quick. You know, it's nothing.
Who brought up the amount of $1 million?
Shit, he did.
Which of course, when this came out, it was groundbreaking news and had the entire hip-hop world in disbelief, and all that anger turned towards Diddy, where fans left posts like, "I've always believed Diddy was involved and hope he'd get his due. Diddy in serious trouble. I just watched the Bad Boy Curse, and Diddy owed a lot of his artists a lot of money. Some are in prison, homeless, or even dead. With everything Diddy has on his plate right now, the man is going through it. He has over 4 ongoing lawsuits involving SA and DV. He had to pay Cassie allegedly over $100M to keep her quiet, and now it's looking highly likely that he will be dragged into the Tupac case. It's insane that we're all witnessing Diddy's billion-dollar empire crumble in front of our eyes. Back to Greg Kading. A few days ago, he was on Vlad TV and discussed the Keefe D trial and how he sees it unfolding, and if Diddy will also be brought into the case and even charged with assisting in Tupac's murder.
Do you think that Diddy could somehow be dragged into this case criminally? I've always said no.
I agree with you. Yeah, I don't see how it could happen. Not based on the testimony of just Keefe D.
Right, because he's going to try to say it, but does his words really hold any weight at this time?
Not when you look at the monumental task of trying to prosecute a music icon, a multi-million close to $1 billion.
It's interesting to see Greg Kading's response, as in other interviews, he makes it seem likely that Diddy can get involved in this case, and with everything on his plate right now, it could easily happen. As he hasn't currently got the cleanest of records, let's put it that way. The most recent events began with Keefe D being placed in jail. Now that Diddy is in the driver's seat and may be the mastermind behind it all, it appears that he will be serving a lengthy jail sentence. Tupac's brother was advised to keep quiet by Diddy during a conversation with the Art of Dialogue. Tupac's brother Mopreme Shakur disclosed that Diddy had called him and denied any involvement in the 1996 murder of the rap superstar. According to Mopreme Shakur, Puff Daddy contacted him some time ago to dispel any speculation that he was involved in Tupac's death.
Puffy called me back in the day. He called me. He was like, "I just want you to know I ain't have nothing to do with your brother's. I know who you are, but we never met. And I just want to call you man to man, let you know that I ain't have nothing to do with your brother's death." It was in the early 2000s. LA Times had just dropped an article in the newspaper implicating him as well. I told him I appreciate the call, but the truth is yet to come out, so we gonna see.
It seems a little convenient that Diddy immediately felt the need to call Mopreme Shakur and essentially plead his innocence. It could also have been a way for Diddy to show his sense of power at the same time by being like, look, before you go run around and trying to point the finger, just know I'm calling you now to let you know it wasn't me. And a lot of fans noticed this with posts like, I always believed Puffy had something to do with Pac's murder. Puffy and others have something to do with Tupac's disappearance. Guilty conscience. Before we go any further into the video, what are your guys' thoughts on this entire situation? Is it looking like Diddy's going to be dragged into this Tupac murder case when Keefe D takes trial on June 3rd? Or is everyone just pointing fingers and Diddy is not related to this case one bit? Comment down below. Tupac Shakur's brother even opened fire on the Las Vegas police after they charged a 60-year-old gang leader who had been bragging about his involvement in the rapper's death for years. We have been through decades of pain. They have known about this guy who'd been running his mouth for years. So why now? For us, this is not over. We want to know why, and if there were any accomplices. Following Dwayne Keefe D. Davis's arrest and indictment in Tupac's murder, Mopreme first addressed the rumors that the Bad Boy CEO was involved in Tupac's death on the Comedy Hype news show. I don't have to do anything. This individual Keefe D mentioned Diddy's name. Law enforcement has a job to do. Will they do it? It does feel like Pac is being vindicated because back in them days when things were going down, everybody thought he was crazy. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to Loaf for future celebrity videos and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.